Thank you for welcoming me onto screens or onto headphones, depending on how you're watching this. I'm Eddie, and this is the Rollback. It's 80s week, sort of. And today, folks, I'll be talking about one of the most 80s films to have ever 80'd, Top Gun, a.k.a. Planes Go Boom. So, Top Gun, directed by one Mr. Tony Scott, starring one young Tom Cruise. He plays Maverick, which, pretty perfect for him. He's going to Top Gun, a school meant for the elite air fighters, air pilots, with his partner, Goose. Goose is played by, and I hope I don't butcher this, one Mr. Anthony Edwards. I can't butcher that. There's also one Mr. Val Kilmer playing Iceman Krasinski? Krasinski. Kaczynski. I'm pronouncing that mostly right. There's also one more character, Tom Cruise's love interest, one Miss Kelly McGillis, playing Charlotte Charlie Blackwood. His love interest. Also one of the instructors at Top Gun school. They end up falling in love, as you do at school, which is really inappropriate now that you think about it. Anyway, so Top Gun is, and this word feels overused, but I think it's accurate. It's actually an iconic 80s film. If only for the fact that the U.S. Navy actually reported that after the film came out, the applicants for pilots shot up by 500%. I'm not joking. That's an actual number. They actually had a shit ton of recruits after the film because everyone wanted to be a pilot. Because this film makes piloting seem fucking fantastic. So one of the big pros about this film is the aerial fights. You can follow everything that's actually going on, which is impressive. This film came out in 1987. I'm able to follow those fights, the dog fights, better than most modern action films. Because modern action films is just cutscene. Versus this film, which, again, you can actually follow what's going on. The fights all have stakes, which also another big pro that I personally have is the fact that Goose dies. You see the friendship between Goose and Maverick. It's a genuine friendship. They're buds. They're close. But the fact that Goose passes away, I'm not saying it's a good thing. I'm saying, though, it adds some juicy stakes. It tells you people can die in this film. And it's also crazy because they have such an iconic rhetoric together. They have the need for speed and, all that stuff. Also the volleyball scene. Goose and Maverick are maybe the best buddy cops. I know they're not cops, but you get what I'm saying. In cinema, or they're up there at the very least. And the fact that Goose only lasted the first 2/3 of this film, and he's still known as an iconic wingman, that should say something. It's a simple story, and it's pretty easy to cheer for Maverick. You get why he doesn't like the rules of society, and yet one of the best pilots that we've ever had, so I'm not against it. Also, they simplified a lot of the airman stuff to where any audience member could follow it. Again, props. That's a good thing. Now, for the cons, there's not too many. It's just that there is a lot of cringe moments. Particularly, there's a scene where Maverick is trying to square up to Iceman, and Iceman just does this weird, bite thingy where he smiles, and it's just what's that, man? Are you trying to intimidate each other, or do you guys need to talk about your feelings? There's nothing wrong with dudes having dude feelings. I'm not saying that. I'm saying that the way that they present it is very fucking cringe. That's all I'm saying. Again, it's just there's a few cringy moments in there, and there's a lot of cheesy moments in this film. Not a terrible film by any stretch of the imagination. I love the fact that Maverick wants to go back to Top Gun school to teach students at the very end. I love it. But there's just so much fucking cringe. At least, there's not too much. It's just, it's there. Now, the grade for this classic is going to be an A. It's a classic for a reason. It's still aerially, shot-wise, it's impressive. Some funny moments. I actually really like it when he's flying inverted to, the Meg, and he just, flicks him off, and Goose gets a Polaroid. I mean, call me simple, but I like the simple, funny shit like that. That said, that's going to wrap it up for this episode of The Rollback. Again, quick episode because it's not that crazy of a film. It's not a film that requires a deep dive or a bunch of psychological shit in there. It's just, good movie. Planes Go Boom. yeah, that reason I'm going to give it an A. It's iconic for a reason. That's going to cut it for this episode of The Rollback. Please like and subscribe. We'd greatly appreciate it. We're always trying to grow this channel. Also, watch more of our video reviews. I'm always on them, which is the best part about this place. Also, go check out our podcast. It's pretty good, typically when I'm there too. Yeah, that said, I've been Eddie, and this was The Rollback. I'll see everybody. Sorry, folks, I forgot to add something real quick to the Top Gun review, which I'm doing it simultaneously with the Predator review, which also go check that out. That one's pretty great. But I forgot to add something. There's actually an emotional core to this film because Goose's death, it's a hard scene when you see Maverick with the widow. You know, even though, again, there's cheese in there, she even says, she encourages him, Goose would have flown without you. He would have hated it, but he would have flown without you. Just a side note, though, maybe have Maverick keep Goose's dog tags with him. Like, you're going to keep flying with me, brother, no matter what. Maybe something like that. I'm just saying, maybe that would have been better. Nonetheless, though, Top Gun had a solid emotional core to it. I'm sorry I forgot. Yeah. Good on you. And, let's see.